Дальность 1200, скорость 4.
Range is 1200. Speed is 4.4. Copy.
Есть включение депо.
Depot activation is on.
11:23:55.
11:23:55. Copy.
Продолжается торможение с использованием ДПО.
Getting our first live views here from the cameras on board the International Space Station, and right there at the top left-hand corner of the screen, you can see the Soyuz MS-17 with its three-person crew inside: Kate Rubins, Sergey Ryzhikov, and Sergey Kud-Sverchkov, all ready to make their way to the International Space Station. Cameras here will be trying to keep it in view as it moves in closer. It's now less than a kilometer away, and that's less than or just about half a mile away from the International Space Station, continuing to move in now at a rate of 2.5 meters per second, or about 5.5 miles per hour.
Everything went nominally. Copy.
And Flight Director Marcos Flores has just given the go for the Roscosmos flight control team to take over attitude control of the International Space Station. Normally that's maintained over here using the gyroscopes on the U.S. side of the space station, but they'll hand over that control for the remainder of the Soyuz's journey towards the International Space Station. Kerr's antenna continuing to stay locked up with the space station. So at this time, we're still expecting the usual automated docking of the Soyuz, though the crew will be standing by to take over for manual docking if necessary.
Есть включение ДПО 11:26:23 по параболе торможения. Дальность 680.
At 11:26:23, we can confirm ignition of the depot thrusters. The range is 680. Copy. The depot thrusters have been used. We see MRM-1 on the station. Copy.
Качество изображения на ВКУ.
We have a good image on the VKO.
Хорошо.
Everything on board is good. Copy.
The view you're seeing behind the Soyuz there is looking down at the coast of South America. The space station and Soyuz are traveling northeast, and will be crossing over some of the coastline there in the next few minutes before they head out across the Atlantic Ocean towards the coast of Africa. And just now moving into the daylight portion of this orbit, so that's why we're beginning to get better views. Soyuz continuing to make its smooth and steady journey towards the International Space Station. Right now, still about half a kilometer away, or about a third of a mile.
Range is 500, speed is 1164. Angular rates. And we are standing by. Copy.
If docking occurs on time at 3:52 a.m. Central Time, the space station in Soyuz will be about 258 miles above the South Pacific, west of Peru.
Range is less than 400. Velocity is low 53.
Принято, есть облет.
Copy, fly around in progress.
And you heard that call? Confirming that the Soyuz is starting its fly around a couple of minutes early. Timeline can fluctuate a little bit as needed during these operations, but everything's still going smoothly. The Kerr's antenna is still performing as it's supposed to, so still working on that, working towards that automated docking around 3:52 a.m.
We are continuing the maneuver along the roll axis. Copy. We see MRM1 much better now.
Принято.
Copy. The depot thrusters have operated. Range is 300.
Принято.
Copy.
Контролируем К-15.
Monitoring K-15.
Линейка выбрана, ждем.
Принято.
Again, this view showing the Earth behind the Soyuz about 260 miles above Brazil, just about to reach the coastline and head out over the Atlantic Ocean.
Range is 60. Speed is 053.
Soyuz still working on that fly around of the International Space Station, moving in to line up with the Rassvet module that it'll be docking to today.
Скорость 0,4, визуально подтверждение.
250 is the range, the speed is 0.4.
ПГО ФГБ, одна клетка.
Now moving less than a mile per hour at this point, and about less than a quarter of a mile away from the International Space Station.
Пока ориентируемся между АКР.
And I should actually say closing in at a rate of less than a mile per hour because, of course, the Soyuz and space station are both traveling around the Earth about 17,000 miles per hour. The
speed is 035. Copy.
Mile per hour is the difference in their speed that allows them to meet up together.
Есть курсовский причал.
Причал is powered on. Copy and confirm.
Дальность 220, визуально подтверждаю.
Range is 220.
К-15.
Принято, есть заведение.
In the next few minutes, the Soyuz should be finishing up this fly around and begin the station-keeping portion of today's docking. At that point, they will be matching the space station speed, not gaining on it or losing speed.
Access.
That'll last for just a few minutes, just a couple minutes actually, before they begin the final approach, which should take about 12 minutes, setting them up for that 3:52 a.m. Central Time docking.
Docking port on MRM-1. Copy.
Kerr's antenna still showing a good lockup with the antennas on board the space station that it will use to guide it in for today's docking using radar.
Visually, we can confirm that the range is 200.
Принято.
Copy. Capors, please prepare the commands for turning off the headlights.
Подготовлено.
Command is ready.
Подсвет. Рассеивающий кран устанавливать не будем. Условия для наблюдения по ВСК хорошие.
The conditions for monitoring using the OSCAR are good. Copy.
Работа депо есть, завкон. Дальность 189.
The BUO operation is confirmed. Range is 189. Confirmed. We are in OSCAR, turning on the light. Turning on the headlight.
Работает по 50.
Headlight is on. Working through procedure 54.
Да, выдаем причал.
On your go, we will put in the command for final approach.
В 11:37:20 выдан причал.
Your go, we put in the command at 11:37:20. Copy. Copy, final approach is in work.
And the Soyuz crew there starting final approach a couple of minutes early, 3:37 a.m. Central Time rather than the 3:40. That is not unusual. The timeline can adjust as the crew makes the various milestones. So that means we may be a little bit early on today's docking as well. It's scheduled for 3:52 a.m., but we might see them arrive at the space station a little earlier than expected.
Worked. We are at 081. Copy. Heading towards the docking port. Hard copy. Copy all.
ГСО обобщенный, ГСО 1, 2, 3, 4 имеется.
We have confirmation of GSO full and GSO 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Дальность 150.
Range is 150.
Продолжаем автоматическое причаливание.
We are continuing in automatic docking mode.
Принято.
Continuing in the automatic docking mode as expected. Everything working well. Space station and Soyuz are currently about 260 miles above the Atlantic Ocean, about to cross over the coast of Africa, above West Sahara.
Дальность 120, скорость 0,67.
The range is 120, velocity is 067.
Наблюдаю по ВСК стыковочную мишень.
We see the docking target using OSK. Copy.
Продолжается автоматическая печаль, идем устойчиво.
Automatic docking is continuing nominally.
Левее полклетки.
Looking down the barrel at the orbital module of the Soyuz that connects to the descent module that the crew sits in for launch and then also for landing. But this part of the Soyuz has the docking mechanism in it and the hatch that connects it with the space station. This part, it will be meeting up with the Rassvet module on the International Space Station, where today's docking is occurring. International Space Station crews waiting for them on the other side. That's Chris Cassidy, Anatoly Ivanishin, and Ivan Wagner.
The range is 70, velocity is 03. I can visually confirm. Copy.
Дальность 55 метров, скорость мотора.
Range is 55 meters, speed is 023.
Мишень практически в центре ВСК, левее полклетки.
The docking target is practically at the center, just a little bit off to the left.
Есть готовность СССР. Контролируем команды.
We are monitoring the commands.
Дмитрий 13. Горит. Дмитрий 17. Горит. Сергей 11. Горит. СССР готов.
Soyuz is just about 140 feet away from the space station now.
Готовность СССР.
Copy, SSFP. Ready.
Automated docking still going well, and the Kurz antenna staying locked up.
45, скорость 16. Визуально подтверждаю полторы клетки.
The range is 45, velocity is 016. We have a visual confirmation on the docking target. Copy.
Дальность 40, скорость 0,15. Отчетливо наблюдаю по ВСК.
Range is 45, velocity is 016. We can clearly see the target via the OSK. Copy.
Продолжаем устойчивое качание.
View here of what the crew on the Soyuz side of this equation is seeing as they move in towards that Rassvet module.
We have confirmation on the range, which is 30 meters, velocity is 012.
Небольшое расхождение по тангажу рисками. В пределах ширины.
Just a little over 100 feet away from the docking port on Rassvet now, and still moving steadily in. They'll be working to get those crosshairs lined up exactly with the docking hatch as they move in closer.
Есть база Р, есть инструкция, готовность от СВТ.
Base Air is confirmed.
Принято, есть база Р.
Copy. Base Air is confirmed.
Небольшое отклонение по крену влево.
Small deviation along the roll axis to the left.
Дальность 20, точно выдел чист.
Range is 23.
ОВСК не наблюдаю.
We don't see any extra objects via the OSCOM.
75 feet away from the space station now, and the automated docking system continuing to guide the Soyuz in. Beautiful views behind the Soyuz there of Morocco. Soyuz and space station are just about to pass over the border of Morocco and out towards the Mediterranean Sea.
Speed is 900s. A bit of a roll to the left.
Визуальная дальность 10, показывает 13.
Visual range is 10. Based on indication, it is 13. Visually, we can confirm the velocity.
Визуальная дальность порядка 5 метров.
Visual range about 5 meters.
Небольшое расхождение по тангажу.
Small deviation along the pitch. Copy.
You can see the orbital module of the Soyuz there, just about lined up and coming in for the docking on the Rassvet module of the International Space Station.
The center of the target is a little bit lower, half a square lower. Contact is confirmed. Indicator mode. Copy. Sergey is confirmed. At 11:48. Copy.
As you can see there, 3:48 a.m. Central Time. Soyuz has arrived at the International Space Station at the Rassvet module, while the
spherical tanks in the first section, pressure is 144, 485.
Отключаем фару.
Turning off the headlamp.
На узкий угол.
Transitioning to the narrow angle. Copy. Working on page 57.
Подаем. Вывел R7.
Okay, copy.
F-18.
F-118.
МП-2, просьба выбрать формат СССР.
Please select the displays 60R.
Принято.
Copy.
Again, the Soyuz MS-17 safely arrived at the International Space Station, made contact with the space station at Rassvet docking port on the Rassvet module at 3:48 a.m. Central, while the two vehicles were flying 261 miles above the Mediterranean Sea. NASA astronaut Kate Rubins and Roscosmos cosmonauts Sergey Ryzhikov and Sergey Kud-Sverchkov all arrived at the International Space Station now, and it's just a matter of getting the hatches between the two vehicles open.
Follow resume от вас первый замер.
The boards were standing by for your first measurements. Everything's great. We are here online. Reading off the measurements of pressure in the descent module, in the orbital module.
Again, today's docking of the Soyuz MS-17 spacecraft to the International Space Station occurred right on a little ahead of schedule, actually, at 3:48 a.m. Central Time. It's about 4 minutes earlier than it was expected. Two spacecraft were traveling 261 miles over the Mediterranean Sea when the Soyuz officially arrived and delivered Kate Rubins, Sergey Ryzhikov, and Sergey Kud-Sverchkov to the International Space Station, where they'll be joining Chris Cassidy, Anatoly Ivanishin, and Ivan Wagner, members of the Expedition 63 crew. Two crews will have about a week together to hand things over to the newcomers, give them a little time to adjust and learn the ropes before the Expedition 63 crew will be departing.
Суповода есть переключение на вторую часть году. Защелки выдвинут погас, защелки втянутые не горит, ключи закрыты.
Retraction is complete.
Once again, following this morning's 12:45 a.m. Central Time launch and 2 quick orbits of the Earth, the Soyuz MS-17 has caught up with the International Space Station and docked to its Rassvet module on the Russian side of the space station, delivering with it Kate Rubins, Sergey Ryzhikov, and Sergey Kud-Sverchkov. They are safely at the International Space Station and now have a series of leak checks and other preparations to make before they can open the hatches between the two vehicles, following today's 3:48 a.m. Central Time docking. With that successful docking, we're going to take a pause in our coverage for today and come back at 5 a.m. Central Time, when we will be covering the hatch opening between the two vehicles. Between now and then, at the top of the hour, we'll have our post-launch video file giving you a replay of some of the highlights